Hello friends, and welcome to the 2021 MONDO Juggling and Unicycle Arts Festival Spectacular. My name is Keith Nelson and I will be your guide. Now it feels only like a year ago we were hanging out, together, passing clubs, playing unicycle hockey, eating pizza, and cramming into the theater to be amazed. What a wacky whirlwind of a year it has been since then. And here we are once again, launching into MONDO 2021. This year, passing clubs will be a bit more one-sided. And the unicycle games may not have the same competitive edge. But here we are celebrating the things in life we love, virtually. Take this moment and share the link on your socials. Let's pack this virtual theater and raise the roof. Tonight's Spectacular offers an amazing array of artists who have the ability to, well, bring props to life. And the best part, this is just the start of a weekend of workshops, discussions, juggle jams, and more. This show, well, the entire festival is a donation-based production. Your love and support are what makes this possible. Through the magical power of the internet, no one has to step into a polar vortex to get here. You did not have to stand in line to get into the theater. The MONDO Spectacular has come through your front door. Every single one of you has a front row seat tonight. Now you can take off your mask and kick back. But don't let that stop you from reaching out. I encourage you to connect with the others. Step across the aisle and say hello. Chat away in the comments. Go crazy with the applaud emojis. Reconnect with your juggling and unicycle family. This is a live show. We just happen to be on different stages in different time zones. Now our first performer is a circus artist, juggler and seamstress. For the past 5 years, she has traveled the United States teaching and presenting hoop juggling, flow arts, and aerial. When she is not juggling and performing, the focus is on the stitch. She is busy making streetwear with her design company, Spinsy Designs, Joining us from Oakland, California, Abigail Lindsey. Abigail Lindsey. Now influenced by the circus of Scandinavia, Quebec, and the depths of the internet, our next artist has been developing and evolving his style of juggling since 2009. Now motivated by and curious about the exploration of the complexities of clubs and the relationship between juggling and dance, he creates a world in play. Currently living in Montreal, Canada, a land of inspirational artists, movers, and jugglers, Nathan Biggs Penton. Thank you, Nathan. Now, the Mondo Spectacular is a donation-based production. I know some of you are confused about giving online for a free show. Well, just act like you're shopping on Amazon. If you're boggled on the amount to give, I suggest starting with $12 or the total of your last 2 online purchases, whichever's higher. And maybe later in the show, you'll be inspired to give even more, because your support is what makes any of this possible. Use the payment methods you see on the screen to give. Now, from the streets of Pier 39 in San Francisco to the computer screens in the Philippines, our next performer has spent the last year pivoting to virtual shows, performing over 100 times with her Silly Circus show for families all over the world. She is part ringmaster, part clown, and all kinds of awesome. A daredevil darling who will sweep you off your feet with eccentric charm, amusing antics, and amazing circus tricks. Feel free to scream for Bri Crabtree.
Hello, everybody. Wait a minute. I was gonna do my plastic bag act for you, but now I gotta come up with something else. Hello, everybody. Hello, Mondo. My name is Bri. Bri is spelled B-R-I, and it's short for Brie. B-R-I-E. Did you notice I crimped my hair today? You see it? I just wanted my hair to match my clothes. Wrinkly. This was actually a gift from the Tooth Fairy. She taught me this trick. She told me to brush in circles. But I'm not here to talk about my hair. No! And I'm not here to polish my nails. Well, sort of. Why am I here? I'm here to tell you a secret. It's a secret recipe for the world's best apple pie. All right, I already dropped something. 5-second rule. Magic on Zoom. This is how I get the wrinkles out. Good for your fascia. I actually got it at Bed Bath & Beyond. 2 for 1. Oh, that had some bounce. We ran out of song. It's nonstick. Okay, one more. Let's cook. All right, I'm going to share with you an apple pie recipe. I learned it from my Granny Smith. She also made me this apron. It's not quite finished. It's just a smock-up. I got to give you a really good look. Hold on, I got this little table. Isn't it nice? I had to go like this when Granny was making it. It's kind of short. But it's very important to have a short apron for ultimate leg mobility. For the part in the cooking process where you might need to climb onto the counter to take the batteries out of the smoke detector. All right, you're gonna need some apples. The best apples to use are Granny Smith apples. But I went to my local market here in Oakland, California, and this one was labeled manzana. So today we have manzana apples. Look, it has a sticker. It's very important to remove the sticker before you choppy chop the apples. Okay, it's kind of like waxing your eyebrows. It's kind of like ripping off a Band-Aid. Here's how you do it. Everybody breathe in with me. And out. Not so bad. I'm going to add this to my sticker collection. Look how many stickers I have. It gives me a sense of validation. What can I say? I'm a millennial. Okay, for an all-American apple pie, you should rinse the apples in Coca-Cola, roll them around in some Doritos. And you're gonna need more than one apple. Okay. 2. Where's my other apple? 3. 3. Believe it or not, the secret ingredient, well, to activating the sugar molecules is juggling. Juggling and dancing. When you juggle apples over your head, they're called apples. And when you juggle them behind your back, it's called pretending. Okay, for you guys, only for you guys, I will juggle the apples behind my back. No laughing. If you take a screenshot, send it to me. Apples. Juggling the apples. You need to juggle the apples over here. Not for long. Juggle the apples behind your back. Okay, the handles have been appled enough. No. The apples have been handled enough. It is now time to chop them into teeny tiny pieces using Granny Smith's own chopping knife. Chop, 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 chop. This is not a chopping knife, but it is the world's biggest spoon. The world's biggest spoon in my house. Well, while we're on the subject of the spoon, let me teach you about the spoon. This part is called the spa. Repeat after me. Spa. Spa. This part is called the oon. Everybody say it. Oon. In some parts of the country, it's pronounced like this. Oon. Spa-oon. All right, now backwards. Are you saying noops? I hope you're saying noops. Noops. Don't do that when you're making an apple pie. All right, I'm looking for Granny's chopping knife, not the large spoon. It's time to chop the apples into teeny tiny pieces with the Herachopter. Okay, I'm going on a tangent. With Granny Smith's own chopping knife that she used to make her last apple pie. Because now she's too busy playing mahjong. Look, it's my show bow. You hear that sound? I'm bad to the bow. Not the first time I've gone under the knife. Okay, I gotta move this cookbook. Watch carefully. Secret family technique. The chopping knife goes onto the chopping board carefully. Apple number 1 goes onto the end of the knife blade. Now I'm a professional juggler. This recipe is only for professionals. Apple number 2 is just for posing. Take pictures now. For reals. I want to see you guys send me the screenshots. Wow. This one. This one's called the William Tell. This one's called, when should I tell William? Apple number 2. Apple number 2 also goes onto the knife blade. Okay, voila, we have an apple knife catapult. I should probably move it away from the curtain. Granny would get mad if she has to wash it again. All right, apple knife catapult. I'm gonna hit the knife, the apples, and the blade are gonna go soaring through the air, but I'm gonna catch everything into a juggle. Maybe lose some split ends in the process. All right, I do have to move these stools. Okay, I'm back. I wouldn't leave you guys. I'm back. All right. We're going to count to 3 with 15 seconds of lag. I'm going to count to 3. Oh, man, I'm nervous. I haven't done this trick in so long. Here we go. I'm going to pump myself up. Okay, that's what I do to pump myself up. 1, 2, 3. Yes! Okay, we've got the elements in motion. Chop, chop for the best apple pie in the entire world. Ha! Ha! I hit the curtain. Ha! Under the leg, shaving the leg. Hey, you know what? This apple reminds me of my ex-boyfriend. Ha! Ha! I knew it wasn't gonna work out because our star signs didn't match. He was a Taurus, and I am a Prius. All right, I'm gonna chop this apple. We're gonna make apple pie. Here we go. Uno, dos. I almost lost it. Uno, dos, tres. Woo! Okay, let me show you the damage. I got him. I got the apple. Right in half. Look at this shape. Aw, it's a portal through space and time. The fruits of my labor. Okay, where's the pan? Where's the pan? Okay, we're gonna add it to the, ew. Ew, that's from the last apple pie I made. Vintage. Just like my crimper. Okay, here goes. I live in the San Francisco Bay Area. This is an authentic San Francisco apple pie, which means it's organic, it's vegan, it's gluten-free, it's sugar-free. It's called Imposter. Okay, I think you're more of a traditional crowd. Don't worry, we haven't even cooked the apple pie yet, but we're gonna cook it Oakland style. Don't worry, it only takes a couple minutes. Okay, it's getting very hot. It's very hot. It's very hot. And here we have an authentic San Francisco apple pie taught to me by my Granny Smith. It smells delicious. It smells like manzana. Thank you, everybody, for joining me for my recipe on how to make an apple pie. I hope everybody has a wonderful evening. Once again, my name is Bri Crabtree, streaming live to you from Oakland, California. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you, Bri, and thank you for sharing Grandma's recipe. Wow, it smells like there's a lot of jugglers out there baking right now. Well, there are those artists who on occasion put something out there that makes you stop and say, wow. Using a camouflage of comedy, the artist will sometimes get busted for saying something. The next performer has spent the last 12 years perfecting his skills as both a comedian and a world-class juggler. The double threat. This last year, he has spent performing all over the house, from the outdoor venue of his backyard to the illustrious stages of his living room and garage, logging thousands of viewers over a dozen different platforms. Originally from the small Paiute Shoshone Reservation in northern Nevada, he currently resides in Denver. His shelves are weighted with trophies, medals, and awards as both a juggler and a comedian. Sam Malcolm.
Hey everybody, how's it going? My name's Sam, and I'm here to perform for all of you. And I hope the quality is okay. I'm actually back home on the reservation that I grew up on, the Paiute Shoshone Reservation that I'm from. And this is like kind of special to me because I don't usually get to come home. It's a special occasion, and I don't usually get to perform for my family. And this is a really special occasion because I kicked all of them out of the house so I could do this. Just for all of you, just to make sure it's a good video. But it'll be good. I just wanted to clarify that it's Paiute. If anybody wants to Google it, you don't have to. But yeah, my name's Sam, and I'm here to show you some cool stuff, hopefully. It's been a while since I've juggled. It's been kind of a long year, hasn't it? It's like March 349th today. And I'm excited to be here. I just feel a little odd because, like, you know, normally when I go places and juggle, there's like huge crowds of people, and then you try to manage that, and you do all sorts of call and response where you say like, you know, when I do the thing, you guys do another thing, right? But we can't do that here. We do what I like to refer to as calling into the void, which is if I do a thing and you like it, just cheer anyway. And the thought that somewhere somebody is just screaming at their phone, clapping, that'll keep me going. But that is a nice change of pace to me, though, is that I have spent months being entertained solely by my phone. And it's really nice that I get to entertain my phone for once. So let's get into it. I'm not just a comedian. I'm also a juggler. And I have a little bit of juggling stuff here for all of you. Now, the thing about juggling is I've worked really hard at it, and it's important to me to show you the best that I can, right? So I want to do some hard stuff, but I'm a little limited by the space. So we'll see what we can get, right? So we got some basic 3 balls. That's what you'd expect. We're moving on up. Let's see. 4 balls. All right. That fits pretty well. Let's see. Now 5 balls fits. I could probably get a couple tricks going here. Yeah, that fits all right. All right, now bear with me. I am, like I said, a little limited, but I think I could get some cool stuff going. Let's see. This one is one of the most famous tricks in the world. This is called 5 balls. No, here it is. Ooh, 3-up pirouette. All right. Now, I don't want to break the illusion that I'm pretending that I don't know what I'm doing or that it's all a surprise to me. So you should all know this is all a surprise to me. I haven't really had much time. I had to rearrange in here to get this going. So let's see. I'll give this one try. Let's see if we can get a 5-up. All right, yeah, there we go. Now that's everybody else's cue to cheer. Whew. I think I was gonna fit that in here. That was cool. Yeah, so I've worked really hard actually at juggling. I could do a lot of cool stuff with 5 balls too. You know, I can get them over the head. Classic half shower. All right. But the thing I've always really liked is trying to do more. And that's where these come in. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 balls. 7 balls. And to make this even more difficult, I am going to juggle these 7 balls while not having juggled 7 balls in about 10 months. I did that just for this show. I planned ahead. It's like we're supposed to make it difficult. I was like, you know what's going to make it really difficult? Not doing something dangerous, just if I just quit practicing during the pandemic and instead focus on, you know, the other things in life. Here we go. 7 balls. Get this one going. I got a few other things too. I don't want to end on this. I just figured I'd get this going first. There we go. 6 balls. Thank you. Now, this is a special treat for me because I was on a little bit, you know, I was like, oh, you know, I don't get to come home and see my family and perform. But if you see here, this is my baby photo. No, it's not. That's actually a photo of my dad. And ever since I was, as far as back as I can remember, I was a little kid, he'd always tell me, it's a picture of you. It's a picture of you. And I've always wanted to tell that joke to somebody, but there's no context for it, right? But today, for the first time ever, I got to tell that joke to my dad because he's here watching right now. Not really, he's in the urn behind my phone, but it still counts to me. I'm happy he gets to be here. I'm happy that I can be home and make him proud through that one. So I got some other stuff. One of the things I really wanted to try to work on, like of any of the juggling since last year at Mondo, was I worked really hard on trying to get like a solid 7 clubs, right? I worked really hard on a lot of club juggling. So I was like, I'm gonna do 7 clubs for Mondo. But unfortunately, we just don't have the room. So I'm not gonna be able to do that. And you guys will just have to be totally certain I could run 7 clubs for like 15 minutes. That's it. Now I'm gonna end on this one. This is one of the harder ones, I think, for me in here anyway, because I got the rings. Now this is, if you're not a juggler, I don't know how many people watching are not jugglers. I figured most people are jugglers. If you're not a juggler, you should know rings are actually referred to as everybody's favorite prop. And we say that because if you ever meet a juggler, chances are their favorite thing to juggle is rings. And all you need to do is ask them about it, right? You just need to say like, hey, how many rings can you juggle? I hear jugglers really love ring juggling, and, you know, tell me all about like how much you love ring juggling. And that will just bring joy to any juggler you ever meet. If you just ask them extensively, only about rings. You know, like clubs are easy. There's so many people that can juggle 7 clubs and stuff, like, but rings, that's where it's at, right? So, I'm trying to keep this short and sweet because I don't have a lot of time. I don't have the greatest service, but I want to try to see if I could fit 6 rings in here without knocking down my feather and breaking the photo of my dad. Yeah, I mean, we'll see. I'll probably break something, but it's fine because this is my sister's house now, so she'll just break me when she gets home. All right, 6 rings. So, yeah, and one other thing is that if you do enjoy any of the show, I think everybody's doing a really good job, like putting it together. Like there's tons of great acts. Like it's people from all over. You don't usually get to see that kind of thing. So if you want to support it, And I know people have said that already, you know, leave a tip. And it might feel kind of weird to you to leave a tip for like something like this, but just, it's like paying to watch any other person streaming on the internet, except without the shame. You know what I mean? Like you could just do that and, you know, you don't have to hide the credit card statements afterwards. Just, I'm supporting the jugglers. It's all good. I got your back. All right, 6 rings. Well, I caught him. Let me see if I can get that pull down going without losing my earpiece. All right. Hey, that was pretty cool, huh? So my name's Sam Malcolm. I hope you enjoyed what I had to do for you guys tonight. And it's really fun. And I can't wait to see the rest of the show. Thank you so much for having me. And see you soon. Bye.
Rocking the no-shame realm of the juggling arts, Sam Malcolm. Now, I have a feeling there are a few nerds out there, and with hope, even a few history nerds. Well, if you like circus and you like history, you're in luck, because Sunday afternoon, Steve Ward will be joining the MONDO crew live from the UK for a discussion on the golden age of Victorian circus. Now, friends, we better measure the stage for this next act. We're so lucky to be witnessing an act that is so much larger than the Zoom screen. She is a 5-time national champion in wheel gymnastics. She first discovered German wheel at MadFest in 2012, and it was love at first roll. She's a founder and executive board member of the Madison Circus Space, where she teaches during non-pandemic times. Also, crossword puzzles are a passion, both solving and constructing them. This is Carly Schuna. Gorgeous. Thank you, Carly. Now, if you have not had a chance to look at this year's Mondo's festival schedule, be sure to do it right after the show. So many extraordinary teachers ready to impart knowledge. For example, tomorrow afternoon, you can join Kevin Axtell and explore the world of scissor catches. And on Sunday, club balancing with Ani Cooper. Now let's just go to the screen. Because for those of you just joining us, please note that this is a donation-based show. We ask those who can to support the arts and this community. Heck, think of all the money you saved not going to the state fair. For less than the price of 2 corn dogs and a soda pop, you're helping make this festival possible. Now, I'm always excited to introduce a magician to a juggling crowd, especially when it is a magician who will blow your mind and pop your previous understanding of what magic can be. You can usually find her floating in a world between magic and juggling. She is a member of the Society of American Magicians and the Association of International Bubble Artists. She's a student at Jeff McBride's Magic and Mystery School, a master manipulator of the air, and one of the cleanest acts working on the internet today. Welcome, Meadow Perry.
Thank you, Keith. Hi, I'm Meadow Perry, and I have a very particular set of skills. Don't worry, I'm not going to kill you. Not tonight. I'm a bubble magician. You may not have heard of that before, and I could spend all night explaining the science behind the bubbles, the magic behind the bubbles, and the art of creating a fleeting moment. Or I could just show you.
Ah, beautiful. Thank you, Meadow. Now I'm feeling the need to throw a little something into tonight's show. And by little something, I mean the oldest skill toy on the face of the planet. Yes, dear friends, one of my favorite props, the top. Let us start with the basics. What you're about to see now is called the wind. The wind in top throwing lingo is simply a moment for the performer to look at you, the audience. And now is a basic throw. Let's just take a moment and look at the top. And think about attention spans and how they've devolved over the past few decades. You see, 40 years ago, people would watch a top spinning like this for 20 minutes at a time, thinking it was the coolest thing in the world. Wow! 17 more minutes to go. But now, in 2021, people expect a little bit more excitement out of their top throwing. So in a moment, I'll give you just that. But first, once again, the wind. Now, I had the pleasure of meeting this next artist when he answered my Craigslist ad. I was getting rid of a used toilet. A few months later, I'm watching late night Zoom variety shows, and there before my eyes was this wonder boy standing on that same throne. But tonight, I think he's going to juggle. This artist has been able to continue to make a name for himself in the midst of the pandemic, with such prestigious virtual appearances as the 2020 IJA Festival, the Bindlestiff Open Stage Variety Show, and most recently, he hosted and produced Turbo's Festival's online show. Now tonight is a special memory-packed night for this artist, because you see, his previous trip to Mondo in 2019 consisted of 2 snowstorms, a broken down car, a lost wallet, and a leg fractured in 2 places. For an act who takes break a leg more serious than most, Brian Koenig. Ah, nice work, Brian. This pandemic has given the professional artists so much time to practice. Another couple years, just imagine where everybody's going to be on the skill level. Now, I want to take this moment and thank Afton, Benson, and the entire MONDO Festival Committee, and all of the festival volunteers for making sure we could come together this year. I'd ask all of you to stand up, but that is when Zoom exposes the one without pants. So let the MONDO team feel your love in the chats. Making virtual festivals and shows is no easy task. And here at MONDO, you sure have a great group of people getting things done. Now our next performer is a juggler, circus educator and writer. He learned to juggle as a child and at the age of 29, traded the knife-wielding career of a chef for the secure life of a professional juggler. Juggling has enabled him to perform at the Kennedy Center, produce shows at the Atlas Performing Arts Center, and appear with Gandini Juggling in the Agnaten at the Metropolitan Opera. And in 2017, he co-founded the Circus District, an online community for circus folks in the DC region. He is currently focused on creating accessible circus education for youth through Circus Squared. Coming to you live from Boulder, Colorado, Christian Kloc. Wow. Christian Kloc. Now, when I think of circus, unicycles, and juggling, I think of community. Creating circus spaces and online resources, so many of tonight's artists are community organizers at home. With practice, our community keeps getting better. Now, many of my favorite people come from this community of jugglers and one-wheel riders. And I gotta say, I sure love the Minneapolis jugglers. Thank you for standing up for injustice this summer, providing support to the people who needed help, working to create a better place for all of us. Don't stop. The strength of our community takes work. So tomorrow afternoon, MONDO is hosting a Developing the Juggling Community discussion led by Paris, the hip-hop juggler from Harlem. You'll hear many voices, including our next performer. But first, wanted to make sure you all know how you can support the amazing talent you have already seen tonight. If we were in a theater seeing a show like this live, what would you pay? That is a good place to start when asking how much to give tonight. Your support is what makes this show, this festival, this weekend possible. Dig deep, give it all. Now, I am thrilled to present to you our next act, the final act of the evening. Juggler, acrobat, circus artist, cabaret sensation, international street performer, or simply badass. A passionate juggler for as long as I've known her, circus trained in Quebec, with the finishing touches coming from the greatest educator, the street. This year, she was ranked 15 of the top 40 jugglers. In normal times, she can be found in Boston and around the globe performing in a circle of people. But today, we find her at home, Cate Great.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Hi, Keith. Are you there still?
I am, Cate. Good to see you.
Oh my gosh, Keith. It's so good to see you too. You were making me blush with that intro. That was so wonderful.
My pleasure. I could have gone longer, but I felt that we should just get to the act.
It's true. Now, Keith, it is so nice to be here in Minnesota, except this time we don't have to be freezing cold or polite to strangers. I'm so sorry, people of Minnesota. I don't know what to say to someone I don't know in a coffee shop. It's so very difficult. Keith, Keith, can I ask you a favor? Could you put Ellia on for me?
Sure. Let me go get her real quick.
Great, thank you.
Hey, Kate, I'm here. What can I do for you?
Hey, Ellia, I have a real important technical question for you.
Yeah, what's up?
Do I look okay?
Oh yeah, you look great. Your eyebrows. Yeah. I don't know what you've done, but like you're looking really good.
Oh, thank you, because it's been a real long time since I've done stage makeup. And Ellia, the last time I performed for these people, I was on a huge stage and they were very far away.
Well, we're far away now too.
Well, I know, but they were just physically distant, which, you know, come to think of it, that worked out pretty well for me in a pandemic type situation, but worse for the crowd. Anyway, also working for the camera is totally different because, you know, the pandemic adds 15 pounds. So I'm not really sure if all of this stuff is,
Dang. Whatever you're doing, Kate, it's working for you.
Yeah, I didn't know if that was going to work, but it did. Oh, man. I feel so cool. Now, Ellia, I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, Kate. Exactly. It's almost as though your thoughts are mine, like I'm just giving them right to you. Ellia, you are thinking, Kate, you're opening with the handstand. What are you going to do to make it more difficult? Well, Ellia, I'll tell you, I'm gonna juggle. And normally, Ellia, I would juggle these razor sharp knives. I know.
Oh my God.
But I'm not going to do that tonight, Ellia. I'm not going to do it tonight, not because the knives are too dangerous, but because these are hardwood floors. And I'm a renter. Now, most jugglers then would just substitute with clubs, but I'm not going to substitute with clubs, not because the clubs are not dangerous enough. The danger comes from the juggling and the balancing, not just the sharpness of the knives. No, it's not that the clubs aren't dangerous enough. It's that clubs are trash.
Cate, you're performing for jugglers.
Yeah, I know what I said.
Dang.
So, Ellia, here's what I'm going to do. Instead, I'm going to juggle these.
What?
Juggling balls. And Ellia, 5 juggling balls on top of a rolla bola. Ellia, that would be good, but I am not Cate Good.
No.
Okay, great.
You
Look.
are Cate Great.
It's true. Look, I even have a poster. It's useless right now, but when this is all over, I'm going to make Cate great again. I heard that no one was using that slogan anymore.
Yeah, I can't think of anybody who's using it.
Yeah, no. I thought I'd do something good with it.
Something great.
Oh my gosh. So instead of juggling 5 balls on a rolla bola, I'm going to make it twice as difficult by balancing on top of this piece of pipe, with this piece of wood, with this piece of pipe, all while standing on top of this piece of wood.
Ooh.
And normally in my show, I would ask an audience volunteer to help me up, but Ellia, I am a strong, independent woman who has entirely forgotten the feel of human touch. So today, I'm just going to get up here myself.
You can do it. I know you can do it. Do you want a
Ellia,
little dramatic?
Not for this one, but
Okay.
your belief in me is getting me through this whole thing right now. Now, getting 5 juggling balls up to the rolla bola is actually pretty tricky. I looked for the best system to do it. After a while, I just kind of gave up and said, fuck it. And as Keith said, I was number 15 in the top 40 jugglers, and mostly this is a balancing act. But today I'm just going to try something a little bit different. Instead of just juggling 5 balls on the double rolla bola, I'm going to attempt 6.
Wow.
Yeah. It might not work. That wasn't it. Oh my God!
You totally just did that. That was amazing.
I thought it was gonna take 6 more tries. I have 6 juggling balls over here on the radiator that are slowly melting because I thought I was not going to get it on the first try. Now all I have to get is down. And you might be thinking, Cate, how are you going to get down? Good question, because you see, there are some yoga mats around me, but that is not for my safety. That won't do anything. No, those yoga mats are for my security deposit. You will see why if you watch my feet on the count of 1, 2, and. going on.
Wow.
So cool. Now, oh, now you might be thinking, Kate, what are you going to do for a finale? Good question. For my grand finale, I'm going to attempt to balance on 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 cylinders.
That seems impossible.
You know what? It worked perfectly the first try in dress rehearsal, which if you're in show business, you know, means it's probably not going to work at all. But Ellia, I heard Keith just before I went on, I heard him say that this is actually a donation show. And I was thinking, well, Kate, you're doing a 5-stack. You're doing a 5-stack rollabola. But last time you performed, you were on top of a stage, on top of a table. If you want the good people of Minnesota to open up their wallets, you're going to have to do a little value added. So I think, Ellia, I think it's time for me to admit that I don't actually hate juggling clubs.
Wow, that's awfully big of you.
No, it's true. The thing of it is I don't like to juggle clubs because I'm not as good of a club juggler as I am a ball juggler, and I'm a little insecure, but Ellia, the show is important for the people of Mondo and Minnesota and everybody else watching. So Ellia, I think I'm gonna do the 5-stack while juggling 3 juggling clubs. And while I'm normally on top of a table, risking falling onto the ground, tonight I'm on the ground, but I'm risking falling onto a table. Because this is a Boston apartment and there's just no more room. You're in New York, right?
I'm in New York. It's also a small apartment with a lot of dangerous tables. So yeah. I can relate to what you're going through. Can I offer you any moral support?
Actually, you know what? I don't know if the people of Minnesota know this, but you are an extremely talented musician, and I was wondering if you could do me a favor and just give me a little dramatic build-up as I go through the first up to 4 attempts at this trick.
Yeah, I can do that. All right. Starting now. Here we go.
Yeah. Okay. Now for the hard part.
You're up there.
I know. So far, I'm alive. And no lamps are broken. Which there's 75 of them. Here we go. 1, 2, 3.
Wow.
Oh my god. Ellia. Ellia, we did it.
We did it.
Oh my gosh. I think that's it for me. Thank you so much, the folks at Mondo. Ellia, thank you for being my moral support. Thank you guys so much for having me back this year. I really hope that one day in the not too distant future, I can come and grace your gigantic stage and your wonderful crowds once again. Thank you so much.
Cate Great. Well, friends, that's our show. Thank you for joining us, and thank you for supporting live online entertainment. Thank you for donating to tonight's artist and the festival. Thank you to all of the workshop instructors who took the time to offer their knowledge, or will be offering their knowledge over the next few days. Thank you to the Twin Cities Trapeze Center. And thank you to Rebecca Rehm for this year's t-shirt design. And now, the folks who have been making us look good and sound good all night long. Up in the booth, we have Ellia, Bisker, and Chris Diaz. Welcome back to your screen, the stars of this year's MONDO Spectacular. Abigail Lindsey, Nathan Biggs Penton, Bri Crabtree, Sam Malcolm, Carly Schuna, Meadow Perry, Brian Koenig, Christian Kloc, Cate Great, show director and manager of the socials, Afton Benson, and I have been your host, Keith Nelson. Have a great festival and see you at the Juggle Jam tonight at 9:30 p.m. Mondo time. Stay safe, wear a mask, and keep juggling.
You everybody. Oh my goodness.